Welcome back. So, Donald Trump's hold on the Republican Party. We have a poll question that we track here, and it basically, do you identify more, and this is just among Republicans, we asked, do you identify more as a Republican or as a Trump supporter? And let me show you what had happened. We had been watching basically a slow erosion of support for Trump, Marc Caputo, and it was happening, and we saw it in our polls, we saw it in other polls. And then we happened to be in the field right after Mar-a-Lago and right after the search warrant was executed. And so we saw this gap close. We saw a spike in interest in the election among rural voters that showed you that there was something there. It goes to Brendan's point before, whatever it is, when it's somehow bad for Trump legally, it's good for Trump politically.
Yeah, and it's also sort of bad for the Republican Party long term, because they are looking at, and I think I quoted Brendan the other day in my story where we talked to different Republicans who have talked to Donald Trump, and they said he's over the moon. He was celebrating Liz Cheney getting defeated. He's celebrating these sorts of poll numbers. He's celebrating the fact that he's raising more money. And people are thinking, oh, my God, you've got like 4 or 5 criminal investigations into you.
You might go to jail and you're celebrating?
Well, as Brendan had said, I'm going to now quote him on this show, right? As he said, he'll win the Republican primary from a jail cell. And you're seeing it in these numbers. His base feels that any sort of law enforcement action or attack on him is an attack on them personally.
And I never bought the slippage. I'm sorry. Like, it was out of sight, out of mind. He was, I mean, obviously it was there in the polls. I'm not denying that. But he was out of sight, out of mind. Whatever Donald Trump reemerged, this was going to happen. We've seen it. This party is in the image of Donald Trump. Everyone who is not Donald Trump is trying to act like Donald Trump. That's because that's what voters want. Yeah. So as soon as he came back, they were going to come back to him.
Interesting little contradiction in our poll when it comes to investigating Trump.
Yeah.
So overall, 57% said all these investigations continue. But when we asked specifically about January 6th, what's your confidence in that? A majority have very little or only some confidence. It was only 42% call themselves a great deal and fair amount of confidence. It's almost as if the direct criticism of the lack of complete, I guess, equal bipartisanship, if you will, on the January 6th committee has taken hold with enough voters. But it doesn't mean, just because you may not trust January 6th doesn't mean you don't want Trump investigated. It's an interesting gap.
Well, if you want more investigations, certainly you can take your pick of the number of investigations that are actually happening right now. You can look to Georgia, you can look to New York, you can look to the January 6th committee, you can look down the street from where we are at DOJ. Like, you've got options there if you want to see investigations keep going. I think the thing that's striking to me is that if you want to see investigations that are done in the public eye, you really have no other option other than the January 6th committee. And I think the work that they do in September is going to be really interesting, especially now that Liz Cheney, not that she was ever operating under the premise that she had to play nice, but certainly she is unchained right now at this point. And the fact that they're talking to Pence, I think, casts this in a really fascinating light now, too.
I think there was just also an element of overselling and under-delivering. Certainly when you looked at the social media traffic and what a lot of pundits were saying, you would have thought that this January 6th committee, like when they had recently concluded that Trump was going to be clapped in irons and frog-marched to Devil's Island, and that didn't happen.
But that was never going to be their charge.
Yeah, I don't think that's what they said either. And also, I think that the January 6th committee investigation is not about Donald Trump implicitly. The threat to our democracy is very real. It is not. Donald Trump could be, let's just say, one of these investigations gets him and he goes to jail. The threat to our democracy will still be there. A number of election deniers have ran for office and won in primaries. The people at the Capitol that day on January 6th, many of them went home. There were thousands of people there. Only a couple hundred have been arrested and convicted. So this is bigger than Donald Trump, and I do think that it is a dereliction of duty for folks to make what happened on January 6th solely about this one deranged, very dangerous former president.
But isn't the January 6th committee's work also the fact that they are showing in real time the split in the Republican Party right now? Yeah, the majority is with Trump and rallying around him at this moment, but they have used Republican voices to do the condemning of the former president and his orbit during these hearings. And then, of course, being in Alaska just recently with Senator Lisa Murkowski saying, well, I really hope we're not the party of Trump. You are, but at the same time, there's a few voices that are still there saying, hey, there's another way.
So, Brendan, Liz Cheney said again in her concession, and I'm not going to play this out now, we got less time, but I'll read it fast. I've said this since January 6th, I'll do whatever it takes to ensure Donald Trump is never again anywhere near the Oval Office, and I mean it. What's the best way for her to fulfill that promise?
Yeah, I think Liz Cheney did a really good job looking forward after losing her race. But I think people who don't like Donald Trump, never Trump Republicans, need to appreciate this was a pretty low point for the anti-Trump movement.
Yeah, it is.
Now, there were 10 people who voted for impeachment, and only 2 of them have moved forward in their primaries. The road ahead is hard. Liz Cheney is not, while I love what she's doing, she's not reflective of the Republican Party. And maybe she'll run as an independent, maybe she'll try to primary him, but that lane is incredibly narrow right now. And so she's got to figure out what's the best way to get to hurt him and not help Joe Biden. I think if she runs herself as an independent, it could actually help Joe Biden.
Doesn't it help Trump?
Exactly.
If she runs, though, too?
Right.
Well, I think that if you're a Republican voter who doesn't like Donald Trump, and it's a binary choice between Donald Trump and Joe Biden, it might be nice to have a Liz Cheney where you don't have to feel dirty voting for Joe Biden.
Hey, Marc Caputo, what's Ron DeSantis thinking now that Donald Trump got his grievance mojo back?
Well, that's a good question. I think in Trump world, which is more obsessed with DeSantis than DeSantis is with Trump, I got an image of a meme that was floating around Facebook from a Republican consultant who's associated with Trump, showing DeSantis welcoming the FBI into Mar-a-Lago. So Trump world actually thinks he loves this. DeSantis, I think, is just waiting for his opportunity, and it's not there now.
All right.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.